You remember when Meghan married Prince Harry? And people were like, "Wow, this is amazing." You know what I mean? Bringing some color up in the in the Buckingham Palace, and turned out not to be the greatest. You know, and we saw, for those people, I was on a flight, so I didn't get to see the whole thing of the Oprah interview with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and you know, just them speaking out. No, it's their truth, their story. A lot of times when people speak their truth and tell their story, and we're not a part of it, we just need to accept it for what it is, right? Unless you're a journalist and it is your goal to go out there and prove or disprove something, you just accept it for what it is. That's how the thing go, right? But my thing is not so much the interview and all that things. It's just the amount of people, especially from the British media and tabloids. But of course, again, you know, the monarchy has their hands in that too, that come out and want to bash. You know, we're not in the walls and the confines, but you can definitely tell that within the walls of the monarchy, you know, you're not really making decisions for yourselves 9 times out of 10. You're following the blueprint, the manuscript, the script, right? What you are told to do, for lack of a better word. So I didn't get to see the whole interview for those people who watched it. I heard it was amazing, but I just saw little clips of it and so forth. And again, it's not so much about the interview for me. It's just about, you know, people like him, Piers Morgan, British broadcaster. You can't come out and be going in all hard on the people, bullying them from your broadcast bully pulpit. And then when other people come at you, then you're mad and you're storming off shows and stuff like that. You know, again, I always say sometimes we think we want something, but we really don't. You know, sounds like a great idea, but it really ain't. But if you observe this brother here, Prince Harry, from the longest, I mean, he trying to go out here and be free and live his life and do his thing. You know what I mean? I especially knowing that he doesn't have the responsibilities of being the next successor. He's like, yo, I go just on my clocks. I enjoy my reggae, I'm a jerk chicken. I'm you know what I mean? I'm a melanin infused women. You know what I'm saying? And what I've got to give him credit for is this. Remember, the Bible say a man is gonna find himself, take unto himself a wife, right? And that's gonna be his family. That's where he has to go. And you have your wife and your children. A lot of people find this challenging to believe and to hold on to. The fact that you have your biological family, your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters. But you see, once you take on a spouse, even the Bible says it, that's your number one, right? A lot of people find it hard to accept, especially the people who are from failed relationships, right? The people who have, nobody's saying you're abandoning your family. Right? And people are worried about, well, if my relationship fail and all those things, then I have my family. You're supposed to have your family. So I got to give this man props for saying, that's my wife. And not only that, but I got a child and I got one on the way, whatever the case may be. That's my family, my primary. You guys are still my family, but this is my immediate family, my primary family. This is my responsibility right here. And if we've got a role for the preservation of our family and the preservation of our sanity and our mental health and all that stuff, we're going to do it, right? Some people are thinking that, well, maybe what he should do is let her go and then stick with, you know what I mean? He didn't abandon his family now, right? He didn't abandon the monarchy. He just changed addresses, right? Relinquished some of the responsibilities that weren't really responsibilities of his from the get-go. Because again, remember, he's not successor, right? But if you've got your wife, and you know that this environment may be toxic or it's not the most healthy environment, what's so wrong with you saying, you know what, let me take my family out of here? We're still family. The visits can still go on. It shouldn't have been a problem, right? But let me go over here and do my thing, especially knowing that within the confines of this environment, certain things play out. Certain things like racism. You know, this is the UK. You're not going to get away from that. This is the monarchy. Worse not get away from that, right? It is what it is. So why should he have his wife there, right? And have her go through all that stuff. And not just his wife. Guess what? His kid, because some references were made to the hue of his kid, right? What's the kid going to look like when child is born? So you have to make a calculated decision as a father, as a husband, as a primary, as the head of the household. What am I going to do? And he made a decision along with his wife, that we're leaving. Why are so many people up in arms? Right? And if they have a story to tell, sometimes the healing is in the speaking, you know. That's the reason why people go to therapists and stuff like that, and they speak. Sometimes all the therapist does is listen. Let them get stuff off their chest, because there's healing in the speaking. Let them speak their truth. This was an opportunity, of course, because the UK and those places, a lot of their you know, nations, are Commonwealth nations and sovereign nations that they govern, have influence on and stuff like that. A majority of them are countries and islands of color, right? So this would be an opportunity, or you would have thought they would have taken advantage of the opportunity to mend, or to make closer, tighter the bond based on just being apart, or having somebody of color in the White House. And again, it's not like she jet dark either, you know. She just mixed. So that is the thing that says to me, well, damn, as mixed as she is, and as she's not exactly melanin induced, but a tinge is too much for y'all to handle. And you're worried now about the grandchild, which would then be their great-great-grandchild, whatever the case may be. It amazes me that they didn't take advantage of that opportunity to make things better, right? It doesn't surprise me their thinking and their mindset, you know. We've always, as people, kind of burn out the whole royalty and monarchy and all them thing there, you know what I mean? It's it just is what it is. So I want to commend him, and I want to blaze a straight fire for people like Piers Morgan and all the people who have a problem with the fact that he decided to step out with his wife and go provide a safe environment for his family to grow up. And when it's just safe, I'm not saying that anybody was going to come in their room in the dark of night and present physical harm to them, but your mental health is very important. Sanity is very, very important. Right? It's very, 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 very important. So I got to commend him. Mad props to him. You know, and I'm not going in on the royal family or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying the tabloids are trash. The British tabloids and the tabloids in general are trash. And people like Piers Morgan are trash, and other people like those are straight up trash.
Yeah. We had 2 hours in the pub. She had a couple of dirty martinis and a couple of pints. We got on brilliantly. And then I put her in a cab, and it turned out to be a cab that took her to a party where she met Prince Harry. And then the next night they had a solo dinner together, and that was the last I ever heard from Meghan Markle. And I have never heard from her again.
So what happened?
She ghosted me, Ryan. Meghan Markle ghosted me.
Did she? Do you think she just went, gone?
I'm afraid, look, I really liked her. This is why it hurts. No, I really liked her.